listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports, we connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit in current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. She's back.
Hi.
Jenae Noonan is back with us, out of retirement again.
Again.
Is this like the second or third time you've come out of retirement to come on the radio show?
You're the only one counting.
Oh, okay. And Butch, Chelliah, did I say that right?
Sure.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we're celebrating today, but I think we're going to celebrate quietly today. I don't know about you, but we had a really small Super Bowl party yesterday, but we had a lot of wine. So good food. Our friend Rick over at Hickory and Spice. If you haven't been there, Hickory and Spice in the city of Orange, best barbecue that I've had ever. Hooked us up with some, how about a beef rib that you can't even finish? 3 of us share a beef rib. And as you can tell, I've beaten anorexia, so I know food. But today's National Football Hangover Day. I don't know about the football hangover, just the straight hangover. National Plum Pudding Day. I'm just going to give that one the buzzer because you look at the history of plum pudding. Why would you have plum pudding? It's a seasonal issue. And the only season I think we're getting close to, well, we are getting legitimately. So this year we do have a legitimate issue this year. So for those of you that celebrate February 14th, it's Hump Day this year. I mean Valentine's Day. It falls on Hump Day. I'm just going to throw that out there. Clean out your computer day. Might have a problem with that one. So okay. Let's take a look. The market, Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 208 points. The S&P 500 is up 19. NASDAQ is up 73. Oil, $76 a barrel, 11 cents a barrel up. Let's take a look and see what the gas prices are doing. In Venezuela, $4.61 a gallon, $4.61. Josh, you're at $3.89. Okay, let's look over here at Ariane. Lives in America. Mississippi, $2.78 a gallon. Now, as I say all the time, I know that Gavin tells us that it's in Venezuela that the oil companies, they don't like us, so they charge more money to Venezuelans than they do the rest of America. Figure that one out. Maybe it's just because of all the gel in his hair. I don't know about that, but at least apparently the president woke up long enough. Did you see the video that he put on X, formerly Twitter? He was too busy yesterday. What was he doing? Nothing. Same as he does every day. But what was he doing? He couldn't do a Super Bowl interview. Presidents generally do Super Bowl interviews. It was on CBS, Mr. President. They would only throw you softballs like, what kind of ice cream do you like? But instead, what does he do? He goes and makes a dumb video. And I think our production quality on our budget is 10 times better than the production quality of what he did yesterday. What was his subject matter? Well, the fact that Doritos chips are getting smaller because of inflation. That's what he wanted to talk about. That was the most important thing coming from the President of the United States. But then again, that is the same person that on Thursday evening told us that he had just had a conversation with President Sisi of Mexico. He only missed by half a globe. Sisi is in Egypt. Mexico is south of here. But the President of the United States doesn't know these things. And he's the one that's supposedly the leader of the free world. Unbelievable. But they told him, or he told us, that his cognitive abilities are fine. Now, unfortunately, my father died with cognitive issues. We spent a couple of years understanding that. I think every single symptom I see in the President of the United States, and I don't bring this out with any pleasure because it was not a pleasant time in our life. But you watch what's going on with the President of the United States. He hasn't figured out what day of the week it is yet. It's just amazing. And he supposedly he wants us to believe that he's the one running the country. Who's really pulling the puppet strings? You know, he didn't know that his Secretary of Defense was AWOL. That's a military term from what I understand. But his Secretary of Defense, he didn't know that he was out of commission. Don't you think that would be something that would be like the President of the United States would know that? We watch these things and we don't enjoy them, but we do recognize what's going on. And then Kamala, now we could tell about her abilities, right? Because she came out and told us how great the president is doing. Of course, then again, she's the border czar and told us that the border is secure. Maybe she's figuring out the root cause of the border problems. Now, we are like another $500 billion we've been spent on the immigrant problem. $500 billion. Now, I'm old, so I really don't need to worry about it. My grandson, he's the one that's going to have to pay this back. $500 billion. Now, the president says that if Congress will spend more money, we'll give him more money, he can solve the problem. I wonder if he's talking about more money to buy a pen or maybe an alarm clock. Maybe an alarm clock will work. If he gets an alarm clock and wakes him up and he gets a pen and just puts back the Trump era remain in Mexico issues, then we won't. The border was closed when he took office. But he got this pen. Somebody gave him a pen at the inauguration, I think. And he went and reversed 91 different policies of President Trump. Okay, one of them was where we had the border secure. 78,000 people coming into the border under Trump in the end. And now we've got millions coming in under Biden. He doesn't know that, though. 176 people on the terror watch list under Biden. 17 under Trump. Okay, so watch all of these things that are going on. It's crazy watching these things. And the president doesn't know executive orders. I mean, at least President Obama, he had a pen and he had a phone. He could do something. Well, think about this one. I just saw there's another bill that's going through to send another $60 billion to Ukraine. Let's see. The big guy gets 10%, I think, is what they've been telling us recently. So is that $6 billion going back to the Biden family? I just throw that out there. Just a question. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, what's really happening with mortgage rates? ABLE accounts offer tax benefits and more to people with disabilities. And why is Jenae coming out of retirement again? We're going to talk to her about that and learn. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number. Don't get her mad at you because I'm afraid. You know, she's a lot tougher than I am, and I'm old. So you don't hit old people, do you? Good. Okay, so I'm safe again for another visit. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. If you're watching us live, please check in. Tell us who you are, where you're from. Say hello. If you're watching us dead, well, say replay. And that way we'll know that you're watching from the replays as well. Love always hearing from you. Every day at this time, let's see. We've got the Mortgage Minute brought to you by Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I think Wednesday, we got the big dog from Geneva coming on. We're going to chat with him on Wednesday. But every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry. They don't tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They tell us the calculated rates from locked rates with consumers across, well, they changed it now, 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide, 35%. These are the locking rates from Friday. 30-year conforming loans, 6.736. 30-year jumbo loans, 7.173. That was up a lot. 30-year FHA loans, 6.539. 30-year USDA loans, rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.517, and the best loan on the market for those that earned it. You cannot just apply for this one. That's a 30-year VA loan. 6.387 was the locking average on Friday. If you want our thoughts and commentary on interest rates, rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. We put that out every weekday morning, every business day morning, as early as the data allows. You get that for free, rsrmarketminute.com. That's Friday's data. Let's see what's going on today. And we've got let's see if I can find it here. We've got the S&P 500 is up 18.5 points. We've got, where it is. There it is. The 10-year Treasury is down 1 basis point, 4.16. Mortgage-backed securities are up 4 basis points. That means interest rates are down, but just so slightly. That's not enough to really matter. All that information, though, you can find it, if you know where to look, on the super secret website, google.com. But the question is why? What's going on? What's driving the markets right now? A lot of folks are out there saying that we've got a very strong market because we've got a lot of government manipulation. We lost 2.5 million jobs in January, but after the government finished manipulating the numbers, we ended up with revisions and adjustments, seasonal adjustments, that brought us up to 353,000 jobs added. Gotta love the government doing this stuff. They're going to give us revisions or a new way of doing CPI tomorrow. But buy now, pay later. That might be one of the issues that's really causing some problems. And we're going to watch out for that one as well. Because, again, we keep hearing how strong the economy is. Well, credit cards are at an all-time high. We're starting to see defaults coming into play. And now we've got buy now, pay later. What is buy now, pay later? Well, think about this. If you go and buy, say, $500 of whatever on a credit card, if you had capacity on your cards left, minimum payment is probably going to be $35 to $50 is what your minimum payment is. The buy now, pay later, you've got to pay that off over 6 months. So now you're looking at about $80 a month if you pay your bills on time. So what's going to end up happening over time is we're going to start seeing these issues coming to play. People are not going to have the money to keep spending forever because they're already blowing out their budgets. So 34% of adults, 88 million adults, are using buy now, pay later in 2023, up 12% from 2022. Think about that, 34%. Additionally, the 85% paying over time are going to have a much higher payment. We talked about that a little bit. Bottom line, you got to pay the price sometime. Unless you're the federal government, you just print more money. And I tried printing money, and it didn't work. So just throw that out there. Actually, I'm just kidding about that. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you. We got compliance people that listen, and I did not try printing money. Unbelievable, because we do have people that'll say, well, he said it. Yes, I get it. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Hi, Rajesh. Glad to have you with us. So let's chat. We've got this morning Jenae, Noonan, Butch, Chelliah. Am I getting it right?
Sounds great.
Are with us. I think last time I saw Jenae, you're writing a book or a collaborative book.
Yeah.
And retired.
Yeah.
And,
Retired from fighting. I didn't retire from book writing.
Okay. So are you still retired from fighting?
No.
Oh, you're coming back.
I am.
Why are you coming back? What are you up to this time?
God. Okay. So the World Games are in Romania. And
Okay, got to go back. You got to start because I'm a simple guy.
Okay.
What are World Games? I mean, you got the Olympics coming, and you got football is over, I think. So what World Games are we talking about?
World Games are it's a World Game. So basically, by the way, my coffee's just kicking in. But
so you had a lot of wine yesterday too at the Super Bowl.
Oh, we don't talk about my drinking habits.
Okay.
World Games are sports on a world level. The Olympic.
What sport?
So I mixed martial arts. It's pancration, but it's mixed martial arts, and it's grappling, kickboxing.
What is grappling? I don't even know. I've heard of groveling, but not grappling.
Grappling is like jujitsu on the ground, the submission wrestling, the takedowns, the throws. So like
Josh, we better be nice to her.
Y'all are nice anyways.
Okay.
It's like the Russians do samba, and then Brazil's jiu-jitsu, and the world rides jiu-jitsu, but it's just grappling, so it's the takedowns and stuff. So when I retired last time, I said that I would never get punched in the face again. And I kept my word. I'm not getting punched in the face. I'm just going to do the grappling aspect of it. And for the first time in the United States history, do the routines or the katas.
So routines, like the way you made it sound earlier when we were talking before the broadcast, it almost sounds like what is it, WWE or something?
Yeah, it is choreographed. So it's choreographed and it's a show basically, and it's 3 people attacking one person. I am the person they're attacking. One person has a bow staff.
I've seen some of your work. I think I'll take you and not the 3.
Yeah, so one person has like a bow staff, one person has a knife, and during the show, I guess you could say, I have to defend the attack with the weapons. I have to disarm them, and then I have to defeat them. So there's 3 points, and then there's like show and how fast you do it, and judges, but it's the first time that Team USA has had one in my age bracket, or like the women doing it. The kids have done it, but this is the first time that the women will be doing it.
So when you say choreographed, does that mean that everybody knows who's going to win going in?
Yes. So I mean, every country will have that the defender ultimately wins, because that's the objective of it. So we'll spend all year practicing this choreograph, and it's judged on who does the best show, who does the moves the cleanest, who hits all of the elements. Like one person has.
So it's like figure skating, where they already know what they're going to do. They practice it,
yes.
And then you get points based on whether you did a jump the right way or a twirl the right way or whatever the things are.
Yes. So,
now I'm a little slow, especially on the Monday after Super Bowl.
Yeah. So we get points on, did I defend the knife attack correctly? Did I defend according to the pancreation standards, or like the way the pancreation sport says you defend against these things?
So you're in Romania. Does that mean it's going to be fixed?
Being from the United States, we do find that we actually take that back. They do a good job of being fair. I can't talk about the World Organization. I do know that in the past, women.
I guess I can get in trouble for saying those things, right?
Yeah, to be careful.
I'm staying in the United States. I'm okay.
Women in Greece, I remember that we went at like 4:00 in the morning. And I'm hoping now that we're moving on to like 2024 and 2026 that the women do get a little bit more respect.
Well, 4:00 in the morning in Greece probably makes it during the day here, doesn't it?
Oh, it's good for me. I hadn't acclimated to the time change yet. And so I was like, I'm good to go. But we did in Greece, we were after the award ceremony. But
Wait, you were after the award ceremony?
Yeah.
Doesn't the award ceremony include?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of an interesting one. Okay, so here's the gold. Now let's go fight. Yeah, something a little backwards there.
Well, I got my gold after I fought, but the award ceremony for the men and everybody else, and the closing ceremonies were before we even competed. But that was a one-time thing. Romania is going to be way different, and in 2026, when the United States hosts, we're going to do it way different too.
Whoa! So it's coming here too.
I just threw that out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long does this event take? Is it like a week or 2 weeks or a day or 2 days or?
It's 4 days.
4-day competition.
Yes. So opening ceremonies, there's youth men and women, and each age group has kickboxing, MMA, pancreation. There's 5 in the routine. So there's five divisions for each division, each men, women, and children. So it takes 4 days, and opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies and all that.
So why did you decide to come back and do this?
Okay, so now because I'm a mom and...
Wait, you're going to go fight a bunch of people or choreograph a bunch of people in Romania because you're a mom?
Yes, because I have to show my son that all things are possible, but also that Romania has Transylvania, and the World Games are in October, and we get to spend Halloween in Transylvania. I'm just kidding. That's not why I did it. That was a bonus.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, was it Italy that you wanted to go to? So you went and fought, came out of retirement?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for traveling. That is not why I did it, but that was a huge bonus. But
yeah, I want to get hit in the face, so I'll go to Italy.
Okay, so Italy, I was getting hit. I wanted to go to Rome, but I enjoy the sport. I love the sport. I have a really good opportunity to build the sport and help the sport. And there's really good things down the pipeline. And it was just this opportunity that it was a dream opportunity. I get to be one of the first American females who gets a medal. We're going to get a gold in the routines, and that's
not one of those
exciting.
participation trophies, is it?
No.
Good.
No,
Okay.
I will be fighting for the right to party. Just kidding. I'll be definitely. There's 66 countries, so it's not like you show up and you better show up, or else you're gonna go.
You better
home
have your A
empty-handed.
game.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk more about Jenae came out of retirement. We're going to talk about Team USA. Is it the same as the Olympics, or what is all of this stuff? Is this part of the new Ukraine budget that the president's putting out there? Does he give them all the money for this? We'll talk about that. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. What's really happening with mortgage rates? We'll talk about that. Able accounts offer tax benefits and more to people with disabilities. We'll talk about that. You can reach me anytime off air, number again, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. What's really happening with mortgage rates? I'm going to tell you. Are you feeling a bit unsure about what's really happening? That might be because you've heard someone say they're coming down, but then you read somewhere else that they're up again. And that may be leaving you scratching your head and wondering what's true. The simplest answer is what you read or hear will vary based on the time frame they're looking at. Here's some information that can help clear up the confusion. Mortgage rates are volatile by nature. Mortgage rates don't move in a straight line. There are too many factors at play for that to happen. Instead, rates bounce around because they're impacted by things like economic conditions, decisions from the Federal Reserve, decisions from the president, and so much more. That means they might be up one day, down the next, depending on what's going on in the economy and the world as a whole. We've got a graph for you. And I'm not sure Josh got it because I just threw it into the Dropbox. I neglected. I was, still working on Super Bowl time. Too many factors at play. Did you get that, Josh? Of course he did. He's a lot faster than I am. The graph uses data from Mortgage News Daily to show the ebbs and flows of the 30-year fixed mortgage rate since last October. If you look at the graph, you'll see a lot. Again, you've got to be watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed. You'll see a lot of peaks and valleys, some bigger than others. And when you use data like this to explain what's happening, the story can be different based on which 2 points in the graph you're comparing. For example, if you're only looking at the beginning of this month through now, you may think mortgage rates are on the way back up. But if you look at the latest data point and compare it to the peak in October, rates have trended down. So what's the right way to look at it? The big picture, mortgage rates are always going to bounce around. It's just how they work. So you shouldn't focus too much on the small daily changes. Instead, to really understand the overall trend, zoom out and look at the big picture. When you look at the highest point, October, compared to where rates are now, you can see they've come down compared to last year. And if you're looking to buy a home, this is big news. Don't let the little blips distract you. The experts agree overall that the larger downward trend could continue this year. Bottom line, strategy beats rate always. Strategy beats rate always. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's chat strategy. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continue our conversation this morning. Butch Chelliah. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay. You've told me I did every time. Jenae, did I say it right that time?
Yes, that time.
Okay. I don't know. What's so funny? There's got to be something that I did wrong here.
No, you did it right.
Okay.
I'm just laughing at how it slid rest of the conversation.
Okay. Jenae Noonan is also with us. We don't get her mad at us. Whatever we do, we just we make sure she's a champion fighter or something. I mean, so she knows her stuff. So we're gonna be nice to Jenae today. So let's go back to where you told us a little bit about why you came out of retirement again. What is Team USA? I mean, I hear Team USA. I hear about the Olympics. I hear about soccer. Was it FIFA or FIFA or whatever that is?
Sure.
I'm American football, not the other one, so I don't understand that stuff. Team USA, what is it?
Can I answer that?
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Butch Chelliah.
Chelliah, okay.
Hey, super excited, Ron. Thanks for having us on the show. Team USA is organically, this World Championships is a pancration event. Pancration would be the generic original word for what we today know as mixed martial arts.
Oh.
And it includes a variety of different disciplines within the sport. And it's been going on it's held every 2 years, and it's held at a different location around the world. And this is the 11th installment for the competition. So we've had it for about 22, 24 years. And this event is going to be held in Romania. So Team USA is comprised of fighting athletes all across the United States that through a series of regionals and selections, they would qualify for certain disciplines to make the team. It is very much as big as any international world event you can envision.
Really?
And
Wow.
what it doesn't get, obviously, it's the credibility or the fanfare that we would have in normal sports. We're in a crowded environment. Super Bowl is big, the Olympics is big, NBA is big, hockey's big. So these fighting leagues are well supported around the world. They're very dismissed or minimalized in the United States, and we're trying to change that. So that's what the World Games is all about. It is the World Games. Every country sends 200-300 athletes. We send 30. And
30?
We come back with more gold medals than every other country. Every other country has one athlete per event. We send one athlete for 5 events. And the last World Games that we had, we came in second overall around the world in medal tally with 30 athletes. So we do very well. We're just very
So why don't
quiet.
people know about it?
That's why we're on your show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to change that.
Yeah, I mean, because that's been the whole thing. I mean, because Jenae's come on and talked to me about it. Whenever she wants to go on another trip, come out of retirement, I kid her about it, right? But and I've known it. I don't know, 8 or 9 years that we've known each other. But you don't ever hear anybody talk about this as a big competition like you do some of the others.
It's a World Games. It's every bit what it means. It's a World Games. The differences are these. Every other country around the world that sends 75 countries compete. Every other country financially supports their athletes. The United States, interestingly enough, is the only country, in my understanding, within this whole arena where each athlete is self-sponsored or self-funded. And that's been a handicap for us because we're not able to grow as fast or as large or as strong because there's always these constraints for funding and support for the athletes. So in essence, Ron, you want to go compete for the games, let's hope Uncle Bob and Aunt Mary write you a check so you can go compete. And we're the only country that does that. And we're trying to change the culture of that as well.
So you got to get some big sponsorships.
We got to get some big sponsorships.
I understand that Bud Light is. Oh no, we're not going to go there either. So that's an interesting point. And again, it goes back to the same thing. We'll pay for anything around the world, just not for Americans.
Yeah, that's been.
But that's a political issue. We're not going to go there either. Okay.
Yeah.
So who gets involved in this type of a thing? I mean, I know Jenae and but who's the person there or the individuals? Do they grow up saying, okay, I want to be a pan creator or whatever? Is that how it was?
It's pancreation.
See, I'll
take this one. So in the United States, MMA, the UFC did a great job marketing it, and children grow up wanting to be MMA fighters. So pancreation is the original sport of that. It is, and through marketing, they've like, oh, we're not doing pancreation, we're doing MMA because the UFC is MMA. It's just all been changed through marketing, and you're better at that. I grew up wanting to compete in pancreation because I'm also 41, and it was more.
You're getting a little old now here, Jenae.
I'm considered a master with my age, but through the UFC and in the United States, the marketing has changed, but around the world, pancreation's still the sport.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it that you got a sport that's been around this long, and we in the United States, it seems like we crave sports, right? I mean, we're always looking for sports. We're always looking for different things to do. Especially, I mean, obviously, women's sports. We've battled them. I mean, I'm not gonna. Should I ask this question?
Go for it.
Are you gonna get some dumb guys that can't compete with men that want to get into the women's arena?
It's not happening.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, just throw that out there
It's not
for
happening.
you. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So where does somebody start? Because you think about football and basketball and baseball and hockey. The kids start when they're single digits. Do they start in MMA that way as well?
They do. So the end result, if you look at it, in the Olympics, you have like Greco-Roman wrestling. You have people that have competed their whole lives in a wrestling arena in some stinky, smelly, small, well underlit gym that will never get the fame of, say, the WWE.
Right.
The same way with the MMA. You got gyms all across the country that are true to the sport, true to the discipline of the sport, that will never make to the octagon cages of Las Vegas. And so that's a different world. The MMA, the World Championships for pancration, is the original, purest form of MMA fighting without the glamour and without the lights. So it's the same thing as the wrestler that will win gold for the United States in Paris in 24 will not get the same fame as Don the Rock Johnson in the WWE because there's just more noise in that space.
Do you ever get those groups, like the MMA, the Octagon, or whatever? I'm not too well versed on it, right? But I see those things on TV every weekend. Do those organizations ever come and try and support what you're doing?
Well, they have
competition.
It's not competition. Everything evolved from the same original point. So there's different daddies now that run different organizations, right? So what we're trying to, it's not that they haven't supported us. Maybe we haven't asked, and maybe we haven't had the opportunities to ask, but that's what we're trying to change this year. So my company, BizConnect 360, was brought in to try to figure out how we could streamline, create corporate relationships, create funding opportunities, and we built technology for that. So we're hoping to change all of that, and we're starting on your show, so we're super excited to be here. The games are in October.
Okay.
And it is a sprint between now and then to make sure that we can send the largest contingent the U.S. has ever sent. And the goal here is that money is never an issue for the athlete. So when I say, Johnny, you made the team, he goes, yes, as opposed to, pardon my French, oh crap, what do I do now? How do I pay for this?
Well, remember,
Right.
all the years that you and I have talked about, that's always been a big challenge.
Yeah.
Is trying to figure out, okay, where's the money coming from?
Right.
We gotta, we're going to Romania. That's not cheap. Staying over and airfare and all that other stuff.
Right.
Not cheap stuff. We're going to continue our conversation. We might even have a giveaway when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio. Discuss not a fight with Jenae. That's not the giveaway that's going to be here because you'll lose. I know I would, but we're going to come back and chat. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at RonIsMyLender.com. That's RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Guess we're going to have to talk about the ABLE accounts tomorrow, Josh, because I talk too much. But hey, just remember, borrow smart. If you, I'll give you the tout here. Borrow Smart, rsrdebtfree.com. Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com. If you have equity in your house, want to get out of debt, rsrdebtfree.com. If you don't have equity in your house, you want to get out of debt, we'll put you in touch with our friend Chris Corrales. They do have a program that'll help you get out of debt, usually in about 5 years, and usually cut your debts down by about 50%. So good stuff right there as well. I'll put you in touch with him. rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. Continue our conversation. We are chatting. See if I can get this right for twice. See if I go over 2 for 2 here, or 2 out of 4. Butch, Chelliah, and Jenae Noonan.
Awesome.
Chelliah.
Chelliah.
That's
okay. Awesome. He says it's awesome every time, and Jenae laughs at me every time. Okay, so we're going to continue our conversation. I'm not going to try it. It's Butch. Then we're gonna stick with Butch. I can say that one properly. So you're this is only one part of what you do, though, right?
Yes.
So you do this public speaking stuff. Well, can you teach me how to do it?
Oh, Ron, you could.
I'm only 13 years of doing this. I'm figuring eventually I'll learn how to speak on radio.
So you're a master at what you do. No, well, so yeah, so we've been in.
I'm going to record that and play it for my wife.
Perfect. Yeah, she won't believe it.
That's true. She won't.
Yeah. So we have a national company that we do marketing for small businesses all over the United States, and we run an affiliate program in every major city where we invite 1 or 2 or 3 select affiliates to come be our feet on the street in those communities. We work mainly with nonprofits, schools, high schools, colleges, churches, and in the case here, Team USA, which is a nonprofit organization, to help them overcome their funding goals. Because let them do what they want to do. They're the best at doing what they're doing until funding gets in the way. So we do that well.
We got a lot of nonprofits come on here, and that's the biggest challenge every one of them have.
Yeah. So the public speaking that I've done, I did it for about 15 years.
I bet the people that introduce you all know how to say your name too.
Yeah, we trained them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's been a game. I have 2 adult daughters, and one of the funny things is we always want to see how a name gets called in public places. So yeah, when your last name is Chelliah, you just got to roll with it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So so we've done that over 15, 20 years. I've spoken with some of the best sales trainers around the country, or even the real estate trainers like Robert Allen and Robert Kiyosaki, and whatever their beliefs are. We've shed stages before. So and what you've been doing, Ron, with your station, I've long been a fan of your show, and the authenticity of your advice that you're sharing with the community, and the unfilteredness of your delivery.
I've been told I've been unfiltered.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people trying to filter me.
Yeah. And we're just missing some of that. So I think we need more of this. So I appreciate the work you're doing as well.
So you had an offer that you were talking about during the break.
We did.
And I think I've sent the link over to Josh. Maybe we can put that up on the screen, Josh, if you've got that there.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So we work with, like I said, independent sales affiliates all across the United States. And part of what we do with them in our training programs is we bring on some of the best sales trainers within the organization. So whether it's Ed Milet or Patrick Bet-David or, Mark Victor Hansen, Tom Canfield, these are the best trainers that we have that as a service, because of our speaking engagements and all that we've done all over the world, they come on board and they do guest appearances, and they're offering these one-off coaching sessions to our affiliates that are part of our organization. But to your listeners, we're willing to offer them an opportunity to have a one-on-one coaching session with some of the best business minds in the world that will help any of your listeners who are trying to figure out, how do I crack the code on starting my own company? Can I do this? What is it like to be an independent contractor? Can I work for myself? How do I get out with my 40-40-40 plan? How do I maybe figure out how to be successful? What do I need to overcome? Speaking techniques. And so we're offering a complimentary gift to all of your listeners that would choose to redeem that. It's a $500 value, which is what we would charge for an initial consultation coaching session with any of our coaches. People pay to the likes of $25,000-$30,000 for these coaches to do a 4 or 5 week program, and we're offering it free to your listeners.
Wow, that's really nice. How do our listeners help with Team USA?
As we are about to go live with our funding platform here this week, to continue to tune into your show, and hopefully you'll have our links up on your show as well as we update you with our funding opportunities. And they don't always need to give us money, but they can also help spread the message, share the message, promote the message. We understand that everyone's a little fatigued out sometimes with donations.
Sure.
But the athletes that are fighting in these events, their goal is to keep training, keep knowing that the country is behind them. They've worked out in the deepest, darkest, quietest corners of the country in silence, not knowing if the team that is on the back of their uniforms even know they exist. And it says Team USA.
I bet that most people, just my guess, is that most people don't know they exist.
Correct. So how do your listeners help us? Spread the word. If there's a company that wants to be a corporate sponsor, to sponsor a specific athlete, most of these athletes are community people. They live in our communities, whether it's Orange, whether it's Irvine, whether it's Rancho Cucamonga, Pomona, LA. These are boys and girls that grew up in our neighborhoods. Let them be a community brand. Help these athletes realize that, hey, if no one else backs you, we back you. Johnny's Pizza backs you. Ray's Dry Cleaning backs you. So small businesses can help us out in a big way. And for the rest of the country that may not be able to contribute, share the message. Celebrate these athletes. Let them know your training for all these years to represent the name on the back of your shirt means something to us. That's what we're looking to do.
It's it's interesting how that comes about, because there's so many organizations, and we like to promote as many as we can. But something, these are good things to get young people to doing something that's probably out there doing a positive out there in the community, as opposed to all this garbage that we see on the news every night.
Well,
right?
We have to be in the gym hours and hours and hours and training our hardest, so we don't have time to be creating the shenanigans.
No, because you and I have talked about that, and I've watched what you've done over the years, and that's you can't be as proficient as you are at what you're doing by spare time, part time, sometime activity.
It's a full-time job,
right?
Yeah, and like he said, like I don't want to be selling my feet on social media.
Ron, the reality is we compete with 75 countries around the world where their athletes are paid professionals. This is all they get to do. Our athletes are school teachers, and they're firefighters, and they're police officers, and they, on their own dime, have to train to represent the United States. We can help them, and we should.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get this word out a little bit. I'm just gonna go with Butch. That way I don't mess up your name again. But we're gonna see if we can get this word out. We'll put some information in our show notes for you as well. And if you have any questions, give us a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.